Hey guys, welcome back to Eyecraftmc. In today's episode, we're going to be building a really cool tree farm. But before we do that, we're going to have today's banner of the day. Today's banner starts with a black banner and white dye. The white dye is actually going to be in the shape of a flower charge, and if you want to know how to make that, that's an oxeye daisy and a piece of paper. So there's our flower charge. Now we're going to go on to a black pale, which is this line across the banner like that. Then we're going to go on to an orange rondel, which is a circle like this, orange rondel. Then we're going to go on to a black perfess inverted, which basically looks like this, black perfess inverted. Then we're going to go on to a white chevron, which looks like this. And you can see what it is. It's supposed to be a penguin. At least I hope you can see that. I thought that was quite an interesting and unique banner, the penguin. And I've never really seen a penguin banner that looks this good. So yeah, we're going to be using that as today's banner of the day. Well, it is, of course, today's banner of the day. There we go. So we'll just throw this up right here. And there we go. There is today's banner. Anyway, moving on. I was looking around the area here, and I really discovered the only real place we could build a tree farm, since that is a somewhat larger build, is over there on this plains biome over here. I guess it's technically a sunflower fields biome, but I'm sure you get the picture. And basically, yeah, so we'll be going over here and hopefully flattening this out. Well, of course we will be flattening it out, but hopefully we'll be successful in that. And yeah, this little hill here, basically be building our farm here. So what I'm probably going to be doing is I'll be doing a bit of a time lapse here, and we'll be just cutting off the whole top of this mountain here, and I'll be right back as soon as that's all been flattened. Well, that was a lot of digging. Finally, I think this is low enough that we can work on the tree farm. I just needed a flat enough surface to build it. But yeah, basically the design is going to be comprised of polished granite, polished andesite, and cobblestone. And it's kind of, you know, these are all rather cheap blocks, but I have a really good idea of a combination of all of them that should make a very excellent tree farm. So I'm thinking the edge of the tree farm will probably go, oh, it could basically go to the very edge of the mountain here, so we will have to dig out where we're building the tree farm. But because most of the digging out has been done for us already, or I've done already anyway, it shouldn't be too hard. So we'll just make sure it doesn't go too low. And the edge will basically be all granite, because granite's going to kind of be, it'll be kind of like a quilt type pattern, just because it works quite well that way. And we can probably make the other edge be over here, just because we don't have to dig out as much that way. And basically it's going to be comprised of boxes that don't have anything in it, and boxes that have trees in them. Just basically so that the trees can be spaced apart enough from each other that they do not interfere with each other's growth and cause you know, them not to want to grow next to each other, or for the leaves to, you know, combine with another and not drop enough saplings, which of course wouldn't be good, since certain trees have very slight and scanty amounts of saplings. So yeah, we'll just do this around like this. That should be certainly big enough, probably too big honestly, but that can be fine. And basically then The way the pattern's going to work is we're going to have these little boxes. So this will be a little tree box here, and each tree box will be 4 blocks wide for the big trees, and then it'll be smaller for the other trees. So we'll just have them these little 5 block gaps between each box like this, and they'll be filled with cobblestone. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can put that in here like this. There we go. And I'm going to fill these up with cobblestone actually, because I think although cobblestone is somewhat of a ugly block and possibly overused in earlier game scenarios, overall it's actually not that bad, and I find that it can certainly be used as a good building block if used correctly. So I'll just keep placing this down. You can kind of see the pattern already, so I'll just keep playing this out. 3, 4, 5, and then again this will be where the edge is. Looks like we spaced that out perfectly. I didn't even mean to do that, but I suppose it just did that by chance, which is quite cool. I always love it when stuff like that happens. So there we go. You can see we already have 3 tree slots here. And again, I'll just fill this with cobblestone. You may be asking, well, where does the polished granite go? And the polished granite will go in a different part of the pattern that we're not quite to yet. So here's this. And then basically what we're going to do, we'll do the same thing over here. So this will go over again, same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. This will go in like this, and this, we might even keep these 4 wide holes just for the other saplings as well, since I don't really think it matters too much if it's a if it's a little bit odd for the certain tree sizes, because things like the oak trees can all be planted next to each other anyway, even if they don't form any big trees. Looks like that's a relative of one of Tim, which is our donkey. It's always fun to see Tim's relatives around here, but yeah, we haven't actually checked up on Tim for a while here. Maybe we'll have to here at some point. Anyway, yeah, so there's another slot. And basically, oh, that scared the crap out of me. Looks like there's 2 Endermen that just came right in front of us. So yeah, that's quite scary. Anyway, we'll just keep placing our blocks here, regardless of Enderman trying to stop us. So yeah, I've just never actually had something like that happen. Enderman teleport right in front of you. But it doesn't really matter, so I'll just basically clear all this out, which is awesome, and then we can put in andesite. And andesite is kind of this gray looking block. I found it has many similarities with polished stone, and basically the reason why I'm using andesite is because I found that it's kind of just a good breakup from the other 2 colors, because it's kind of similar to the granite in a way, but it's also similar to the cobblestone in a way, so you have a really, really good contrast there, I found. And I found that way it just makes a really nice way of kind of having some balance within the tree farm. And I found sometimes just even the block palettes that I build with can radically change how a build can look, right? Because I think it's kind of redundant to have any part of this build have wood in it, because I mean it's gonna be filled with wood, right, with the trees. So that's why I'm deciding to use all these stone type materials, because then when I use them instead of the wood will kind of complement them instead of being like, oh no, here's more wood, right? So there's that. So we can just clear this out. I just want to make sure there's grass in every hole here. That doesn't actually matter, to be honest. So we'll just fill all this up with the cobblestone. And I guess that's not cobblestone. Put that there. There we go. And so you can kind of see what this one section looks like. And basically, yeah, we'll just keep copying this again and again for all the different tree types. We don't even need to really have, a certain number of slots per tree or spots per tree, but, just so we have enough room. Hopefully those Endermen won't teleport in front of us again, though. That was quite weird. I've never really had Endermen do that. It's, I'm not sure why. And 2 of them, I think. Is it 2 or 3? You'll have to tell me in the comments if you've gotten this far in the video, if you were scared by the Enderman too. But yeah, there we go. We'll throw down all these and break all this. Alright, there we go. And yeah, it's funny how the efficiency pickaxe kind of breaks those little holes down there, but it doesn't matter too much. So we'll just throw all this around here. And I think that's all matching up correctly. Looks like it is to me. So there we go. Throw that in there. We can clear all this away to make room for more sections, which is perfect. So once we do that, we can start planting actually, and kind of start seeing how this will shape up that way. But yeah, I think you can kind of get the picture from this so far, and we can probably do 2 more sections in this space. It doesn't have to be a huge thing. I mean, my whole area over here isn't just going to be a tree farm. There'll be all kinds of builds here because I think it's a nice plains biome. But I do want a tree farm nearby, since I would say that such a, integral part of Minecraft. Trees, are such an integral part that I think it's important that I have quite a big area dedicated just to farming them. So just break all this, and we can put all the cobblestone in. Alright, and I think it's kind of cool too to use cobblestone, just not super in super large amounts. So that's looking pretty good. Again, it's kind of harder to see the pattern from here, but there we go. I'll just throw away some more of this stone as the sun sets, since yeah, that's a lot of, dirt. That's a lot of dirt. Yeah, I couldn't believe how much it was actually. Unfortunately, my pickaxe is not silk touch, which means that, of course, we didn't get any grass blocks from all that mining, but yeah, it's okay. It doesn't really matter too much, really. And we can start actually picking out some of these for planting. There we go. We can head off to bed here. I can see the moon, but yet I can't go to bed. That's kind of funny. Alright, there we go. Perfect. I think actually just past that mountain is where the village is, so we're kind of stretching out our builds that way, which I think is probably a good thing overall. So actually, let's just start with planting all the thick trees that need to be 4x4, which I believe is these 3. Yeah, or 2x2, not 4x4. There we go. So we can just plant those down. I'll plant down a good amount of... I suppose we could do this many of those for now. We can do the dark oak and let those grow. And I'll leave a space there, and then we can put the jungle there. Yeah, that works pretty well, I think. I think it's cool, just kind of a look when it's all set up like this. Then again, we can just kind of break down the line here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I always just like counting when I'm building, because then I can make sure that I have everything laid out correctly instead of making some mistake and having to rebuild all this, which is certainly not the easiest or the nicest thing to do. So let's go over here. And that's already most of the trees planted, actually. In fact, yeah, it's almost all of them. So if we just, or this wide type, so if we just, in fact, move these real quick, we can have, in fact, if we go like this, move these two, I have to move all around here, musical chairs with the trees, but yeah, we get all those there. And then we can kind of set it up this way. And that should be good for now. I mean, I think in some ways this tree farm will be decorative, but overall, it'll be somewhat practical. We can use it, and I like it too, because then the saplings really will contrast against the blocks that we're placing down, so it'll be real easy to see those and pick those up, because I found that can be quite annoying when you're just chopping down trees in the forest, is if you're trying to find the saplings to replant them for whatever reason, it can be quite annoying and difficult to actually find those saplings when the whole ground is the same color as the saplings, as well as all the leaves in the trees and etc., all that type of thing. So yeah, and I kind of like this patchwork quilt type design. I'm interested to see how this will look on the mega map, since yeah, it should just be quite interesting to see what that'll look like. I always like builds that look good from above ground, which is sort of like what the map is, and also from below ground, or just in the actual Minecraft world like this. So there's that. And we can, of course, fill all these up with their corresponding materials. We can also make this go over here. I suppose we'll have to move. This chest is not going to be fun to move, but I guess we're going to have to. So I'll just move it over here where we won't be building immediately. And yeah, if we just break this side, we can probably... Yeah, there is some things that drop there, but hopefully we can get the chest if we kind of drop out items for a while. It's always annoying when you have to do this. And there we go, there's the chest. Alright, and I can just move this over here. Basically just throw all the blocks, even the ones I need right now, into here, because then I can just have the maximum storage room possible. I'll keep my food though. There we go. So just throw all that in there. And then I can grab this. That's so fun to see all that dirt, actually. Funnier than you would think. There we go. Let's see if we can... There we go. Okay. So there's the other chest, and we can just throw all this in here. Throw all this in here. And grab all this, which should give us a combined amount that'll fill this chest. We'll just grab all of our needed blocks again, get those all laid out. I always like having a couple samplings of each block I need laid out here, because then it's quite easy to grab them. Yeah, so we can just continue to do this, and yeah, we can just lay all this out, because basically I'm gonna need I guess technically a minimum of just 6 slots, but overall I want certainly more than that. But we could probably start with 9 slots, which is what I think this would be once it's done. We can probably expand it once more to, I guess, what is it? 3, 6, 9, 12. So it'd be 12 slots eventually, which is probably good, because then it's 2 slots per tree type. which I think is quite good. And it should just be a nice kind of decorative, but also, you know, somewhat functional tree farm for us to have. And I think this slot here is going to have to be dirt just because of the stone that was there, but that's fine. I guess I could technically, it doesn't actually matter because when the trees grow on there, they'll just get rid of the dirt anyway, so it's probably just being silly to fill it with dirt right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh, 6. What did I do wrong? Oh, I see what I did wrong. Oh no, I didn't do anything wrong. I just forgot to put this andesite in. It's perfect here because here I don't even have to break anything. I can just put all this in like this, and that should be just quite an easy thing to do. And then what I was going to do as well is in each one of these little sections here, I was put in some infinite water sources because I think that'll look just quite interesting and cool. And I think that's always important in a build, is something that you wouldn't maybe expect in it, or just something that looks quite complementary to everything around it. And I feel like, you know, red, we have red in here with the andesite, gray, green, you know, kind of a darker green, but there's no real blue in this, so I think that the blue of the water would really complement this quite well. And oh, big lag spike there. It's always funny how it's like totally smooth and then like big lag spike, but anyway. So you can just fill this in. Looks like I'm also starving to death subsequently since I forgot my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Oh, well, I guess that's 3 potatoes, 1 for each. Very interesting breakfast, lunch, and dinner, just baked potatoes all day, but yeah, there we go. That looks good. And it looks like this tree already grew, which is awesome, and we'll just break this. It's not interesting how the podzol is actually, might be a bug, but it's interesting how the podzol is as easy to break as the dirt is. It probably shouldn't be that way, but anyway, there we go. And we can just throw all our extra building blocks for now in here because we don't need them, I suppose. We can throw in all the dirt and stuff here. What I generally tend to do is leave all the blocks that I've grabbed up from excavating, stuff like that, kind of where they were, so then I can utilize them in stuff like maybe filling this in, or maybe, you know, whatever. And so there we go. Maybe we can plant all these. We definitely don't have room for all this, but the chests are for another interesting thing too, what we're going to do. But first we're just going to get ourselves one more bucket of water so we can get ourselves the infinite water source. So we'll just run down here to the lake. I should come up with a name for this lake now that I think about it. I think a name for this lake would be quite cool. I'll have to come up with one of those at some point here. But yeah, that's pretty good. There you go. So what I want to do is go like this, and then basically have like an X shape like this to kind of look like a pond or something. And then basically I can grab this, go like this, grab this, go like this, and then we have these little X's of water, which I think look super cool. And just kind of, you know, add a little bit of functionality too, because then you have the infinite water source as well. And it sort of looks like a fountain, which I think is always cool. This is also the wrong place for grabbing, or for putting that, so I'll just do this correctly. And yeah, I'm just doing actually that's wrong. I have to do it like this and this, because then the infinite water source is in the middle, and I can just share the infinite water source around. Okay, I think there's just 4 of these, so this shouldn't take too long to just fill these in. There we go, we can just go like that, and perfect, perfect, perfect. Throw in all the stone, throw in our water buckets, put them here and here, perfect, and then just one more. And that should really make a really cool looking tree farm, and I think the, yeah, the water just plays a nice role there. So I guess we just have the acacia, birch, and oak to plant left, so we can do that, and we can totally infinite water source this, so there's that, and get that all filled in, perfect. Alright, and then I'll just plant the rest of the trees. So let's see, we have 3 more slots and 3 more types. The birch and the oak can totally be planted like this, but I'll probably just plant the acacia one at a time just because I don't have very much of it at all, and I want to be very, very careful with it not to run out of saplings, or I'll have to go all the way back to the acacia biome again, which is not very close. So I'll just place these here. That's probably a good place, and we'll just put all the extra saplings in there, as well as maybe anything else we have in here that would be appropriate. Nothing really. I should put that flower charge back. But yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video on how to make a tree farm, and basically the tree farm that I'm making in my world. And just my luck, I got this stupid little size jungle tree. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment on the video. Goodbye!